and the Doodletown Pipers. The first guest will be Carol Burnett.
So we suggest
you all
you'll
tune in.
in.
Should be a great show.
Yeah.
And now we would like to close the season the same way we close this show every single week, and that is with our theme song.
You know,
Go ahead.
I speak for my brother and myself in thanking all of these people and all the beautiful and talented guests that we've had throughout the season for helping us with our show. We love our show and we love all these people, even though most of them liked my brother best.
That's not true, Tom.
It's so.
You know,
it is so.
not. It's not true.
It is so.
They liked you very much.
No, they
It's been a long, hard season, and we're all looking forward to a little rest.
My brother best. They always liked you best.
They did not.
Okay.
It's been a hard season, though. Aren't you looking for a little rest?
Yes, and we've enjoyed every minute of it.
Right.
Minute of it.
Every hour after hour of it.
And tonight we would like to do something we've had many requests for.
And that is to finish our theme song all the way through. You know, you've heard the first part, but for those of you who are curious, here's how the rest goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. That was our highlight show, putting together a bunch of bits from different shows. And
Jefferson Airplane, this was their second time on the show.
Who came up with the concept of how to shoot the Jefferson Airplane on the show?
Well, that was a part of San Francisco flower party. I think Bill Graham was involved, was managing at that time Jefferson Airplane. Mm-hmm. And that was the time when everybody's putting on a light show and a psychedelic show. And it was the first time that a primetime show had used the concept of chroma key with the lights and the fading and the psychedelic look.
We were one of the first shows to use certain kinds of technologies. The blue screen, where you could put acts in front of a blue screen and put different kinds of background. I mean, I remember doing Jefferson Airplane with all of this wonderful psychedelic stuff going on behind them. You know, nowadays it may seem a little tame, but it was revolutionary at that time. It was really something fresh and new that nobody else was doing.
But the Monterey Pop was just amazing because it had the right amount of space for the people that were there. You could get to the bathroom in at least 5 minutes. There were people selling things that were handmade on the outside. We got to see groups that we'd only heard of, each other. In other words, I had never met or seen Jimi Hendrix live. I'd never seen the Rolling Stones live. I'd never seen the Mamas and Papas live. Now, it sounds like I was in a cocoon or something, but if you're in a rock and roll band, they're in New York, when you're in Seattle, when they're in... So I'd never seen these people.
Alan Bly. Now, Alan Bly was matched with Mason Williams as a writing team on the first season of the Comedy Hour.
Partners.
Partners, and Alan Bly was a Canadian, and still is a Canadian, and he was a cantor. And Mason and Alan Bly hit it off very well. They eventually became producers or head writers for the Comedy Hour in the last season. Mm-hmm. And Mason and Alan Bly did a song together.
I was a singer. My background was I come from a traditional Orthodox Jewish family. I was a cantor. So I actually did that with Mason. We did a duet once on the show referred to as the Cowboy and the Cantor, which is unique enough. Kind of tells you what the show was in one little statement.
Things began to get a little bit weird. What he heard, the one had ever adhered.
Now, this was the end of the first season of the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.
It's supposed to be the end of the Smothers Brothers.
And it's supposed to be the end of the Smothers Brothers, but we were picked up, and there was a mindset starting to take place on the show. This first season, the '67 season, the networks were saying, don't say that and don't say this. It was just a little touch of an opinion about the Vietnam War and voter registration and civil rights. We're just starting to make its imprint on the show. It got much more exciting and much more controversial as the seasons went on. 68 got hotter, and 69, of course, we were fired for our views. And when you look at these shows now, in retrospect, they seem very calm. I watch them and I say, what was the fuss about? But at the time it was very passionate and it was very important.
We hope this comedy hour brought back some pleasant memories. And if you weren't around back then, too bad. But anyway, maybe you learned a little bit about the world and TV were like back in 1967.
We'll see you next time with another original Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour.